Hey there, class. Faisal here, coming at you with your online class for June 4th, which I intend to make pretty quick because I know that you guys are still in the process of writing your essays. So I just wanted to emphasize the important things and give you a couple of important details. So, first of all, MLA format, right? We've talked about citations and everything like that, but there are a couple of things, I hope you guys can see that, that you should know about MLA format that is very important. So, first of all, MLA format needs to have your font in Times New Roman. Your essay should be 12 font, double spaced, 1-inch margins, and works cited is on the last page. So let me tell you what all of that looks like. So let's say this is your essay. The font should be Times New Roman, right? Which is this one here, Times New Roman. That is the official font of MLA, right? So that's for starters. The size should be 12, right? So you're going to make it like that. This is not even a finished essay, but it's fine. So the size should be 12, and for spacing, right, you want it to be double spaced. And the way you do that is, look where I'm pointing on the top here, line spacing. You click on here, and you hit double, right? And that's what you're supposed to do. No spaces before or after paragraphs. So don't do anything like that, right? And in fact, you see how there's a little space between my paragraphs here? That should not be here. How do I get rid of that? Prevent single lines. Remove space after paragraph. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so click on that if you need to, if you see the kind of weird space, right? So let me just show you that again. So you go here to line spacing, and if there's those weird spaces, just hit remove space after paragraph, and that should get rid of it. So it should look like this, essentially, right? So 12 font, double space, and Times New Roman. Okay, so that's for starters. It also should have 1-inch margins with half-inch indentations, right? So, basically, don't mess with this too much, right? The way to accomplish that is you just leave it alone the way it is supposed to be. And to do your paragraphs, right, what you do is you press tab on your keyboard, right? Tab is the key right here, right next to Q. You press tab once only, to get yourself a half-inch margin, right? So you don't have to space or measure or anything like that. Just press tab once, right, to indent your paragraph so that there's a space at the beginning, right? Just like I have in these. All right. So those are the format things. Oh, and works cited is the last page, right? So even if there's room on the page that you're writing on, right? There's room there. No. It should be its own page, right? What you can do is you can press Control Enter, right? And that brings your works cited to its own page, right? So make sure that you put works cited onto its own page at the end. All right. So that's your first checklist that you need to do before you hand it in, right? Times New Roman, 12 font, double spaced, 1-inch margins, half-inch indentations, and works cited is your last page. Now, in terms of the essay itself, I want you to pay attention to the 9 ingredients of the essay that I have been going over for the last couple of days. You've got a hook, you've got background, you've got a thesis, right, for your intro paragraph, right? So you need those 3 things. Hook, introduce the topic. Background, a little background information on the book. Thesis, your answer to the question, right? So that's what you've got for the intro paragraph. Then you've got 3 supporting paragraphs, because it's a 5-paragraph essay, where you have a topic sentence, right, which is your main idea for that paragraph, and it should connect to your thesis. Supporting sentences, which are your evidence, it's your meat, and a concluding sentence for each of them. And then finally, your concluding paragraph will restate the thesis, give a summary, and then end with a send-off, right? So I've made videos about all of these throughout the week. If you don't know what one of them is, you can always watch those videos again. Or if you have any questions, you can, of course, ask me, right? So that's what's going to happen there. Now, for proofreading, right? Your checklist for that is you want to go over your spelling and grammar. Don't trust spell check, right? So as I've been saying before, look at it with your human eyes, right? And don't just trust spell check to do all of your business for you. Look. Let me give an example. The car and the maiden are a good couple, right? So this sentence, for instance, the car and the maiden are a good couple, right? You probably mean to write czar there because there's no maiden who's in love with the car, right? But spell check will not tell you anything about that, right? Because spell check just sees the word car and it thinks, oh, that's right. So, you gotta go over it with your eyeballs. As you're writing this, watch out for run-on sentences, right? Run-on sentences are a big problem, right? So make sure all of your sentences are properly done. Don't let your sentences go on too long. Check the paragraph format. I already talked about that, right? Topic, sentence, supporting sentences, and conclusion. Don't give me 3-sentence body paragraphs, right? If your body paragraphs are only 3 sentences long, then there's probably something wrong. And finally, citation, right? I made a whole video about that. Please cite properly, right? I will be looking at that and making sure that you are doing that well, right? Because it is important. Now, lastly, please hand it in through Google Documents, right? I've talked about this before. Google Classroom seems to like Google Documents, so it is most useful for me if you hand it in through Google Documents. Just copy and paste from Microsoft Word if you wrote your work on Microsoft Word. So it's due tomorrow by midnight, and that is when I want to have these things done by. So if there's any problem, you let me know, and I will see if I can help you out. But if not, then what I want you guys to do is just get these things done. So tomorrow I will be posting a video talking about the Hound of the Baskervilles and introducing that properly. But for now, we will be wrapping up this essay today. So again, ask me any questions you need to ask, right? I hope you guys are not having too much trouble with this thing, and I will see you all next time.